Sarah, and we'd really like to thank the City of Ottawa for giving us the opportunity to propose GoOnWild, where nature is by you. And now we recognize that Ottawa is rich in heritage and tourist attractions and local attractions. There's museums and there's art centers and there's Parliament. However, that doesn't really help traveling Tom here, who really just wants to take his dog on a hike to a natural park. And there's also local Larry, who's very passionate about mapping accessible spaces in a city on Openstreetmap. But he really doesn't know that natural areas are accessible, and quite a few of them in Ottawa are. And the solution
is GoOnWild. It's a website designed to engage both residents and visitors who desire greater access to natural experiences in Ottawa, obviously. It invites users to take ownership of their favorite natural areas and the experiences that define those areas. Natural areas in the these users will have the option to both search and contribute to the definition of what a specific natural area is. They do this by adding badges or by upvoting and downvoting badges added by others, in addition to providing comments or feedbacks for that specific site. As you can see on the board there, we've got little signs. Those are what badges are. They represent the attributes of that natural area, such as cycle-friendly, dog-friendly, good for a date, good sunset, etc. They can be considered rewards for the space given by or taken away by those users. And this is how we would do it. First off, we understand that there's a great amount of knowledge stored in a number of different places. In addition to Ottawa's mapping data that you have, there's a number of stakeholders that also hold some knowledge and data that would be useful for us to develop our map. So what we would do is we would try and collate this data from these numerous stakeholders into one usable map that defines both where the areas are, these natural spaces. It provides a description for these natural spaces to get things going, and also populates the early badges for these spaces. So for example, we would approach the Ottawa Mountain Bike Association, who knows the top spots for mountain biking in natural areas around Ottawa, have them provide some descriptions, and also apply these badges for these spaces early on.
So the main design of the web app itself, the landing itself would be the map, and the first thing we would do is geolocate you using HTML5. This way, new users are already using it right off the bat. You see you have a search and the activity filter. The activity filter is the same thing as the badge filter. It would zoom in on your location so you can reference the parts to where you are right now. Let's say you look for dog friendly, traveling Tom goes out, sees what's there, and he sees this park, or sees this area called the Green Place, sees this dog friendly, and he can see the comments here, which would be organized based on his search criteria. So he looked dog friendly. The very first comment is someone who said that it was dog friendly and commented on the various greenness. So Traveling Tom goes to this area, and let's say they find that they were attacked by a bear. So yes, you're allowed to take your dog there, but your dog is not necessarily safe. So he would be able to then click on "What do you think?" which would have the list of all the possible badges, and he can either, hovering over, he would have an arrow up or down, whether it is or it isn't, or he wouldn't put anything on it. Therefore, he has no opinion on that. These would then be associated with a comment in the back. They would then be able to assign a comment if they wish. If they do not, it won't be considered. These would then be sorted and stored for future users. It also allows, this is where the crowdsourcing comes in, where we would allow these different users all to communicate on these different features of the various green zones themselves.
So in terms of getting the crowd involved and aware of this application, we have a promotion strategy that will target our stakeholders and existing partnerships and have them engage with their own members and their own communities through their websites and their social media. So that's the first step, is to get into their own communities, and then we would have people within these communities reaching out through their own networks to get more people involved. So that's sort of the how to get people aware and involved. The application also involves a sort of feedback loop where the citizens contribute, they gain information from the application first, and then based on their experiences, they feed back information back into the application, and this information then goes back to the City of Ottawa and its existing partnerships. It allows the city to identify which natural areas are loved or lacking, and it can also reveal new information that the city and stakeholders did not know about the natural areas before.
Overall, Ottawa is rich in natural resources. By empowering the crowd to badge up, we're connecting locals, we're connecting visitors, we're connecting nature enthusiasts, nature novices, stakeholder groups, and official. Go Ottawa Wild!